That again?
Bring the dream back to American small business.
We're going to go in 1 minute. When we're talking, when you hear music, that means we've got about a minute out. So we'll wrap up quickly. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments. First one being 7 minutes. You know this, they go quickly.
He does, yeah, he does the radio show.
Yeah. Preaching to the choir.
How many people are we reaching?
5. 6 if Fred's out there.
If he's listening.
Yeah.
Fred.
Well, good morning. It's about 7 after the hour of 8 o'clock. A cloudy, rainy Tuesday. Once again, proving that if you don't like the weather in Alabama, wait 5 minutes and it will change. It's going to be sunny and 90 later on in the day. It's Talk Radio for Entrepreneurs, brought to you by the Women's Business Center. I'm your host, Tim Knox. Got a big show today, a very special show. We've got sardines here in the studio packed in. Joining me today, first of all, is Joanne Randolph, Director of the Women's Business Center. Joanne, how are you?
Good morning, Tim. Very well, thank you.
Good to see you in this morning. Usually you sleep in and I do this, and then I sleep in and you do this.
Well, I'll listen to you, though.
Sure you do.
To make sure.
Just a critique.
Right.
Well, welcome. Glad you're here. The big guest of the morning is someone Joanne brought with her, and that is Michael Gerber.
Hello.
Mr. Gerber, welcome in. Welcome to Huntsville, Alabama.
I'm delighted to be here.
You're here on purpose, too, which is
I
kind
am
of
on
rare.
purpose, yeah. Yeah. I
Very
chose
good.
to come here.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know what to say on that one. Of course, Michael Gerber is the author of the E-Myth, the founder, really, of what many consider the entrepreneurial movement in this country. How long ago did that book come out?
That came out in 1985,
Wow.
believe it or not.
When you were 13, Joanne.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of years ago. And I know it's probably one of the most quoted business books ever. I teach entrepreneurial classes, and everyone always has a copy of the E-Myth, and, you know, work in your business, not on your business. Or is it that's backwards,
yeah,
right?
You got it.
So you can tell why I'm doing so good in business. But, well, it's a pleasure having you here. The first question, though, what are you doing in Huntsville, Alabama?
Well, we're preparing for a major event. Now, I understand there's only 4 people listening to this, but I just want
Well, there's 5 if you include Scotty.
Oh, okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Sky. Preparing for a major event. Now, this is a long way off. September 15th, 2010.
Okay.
That entire week, we're going to be bringing Entrepreneurship Awake in Huntsville, Alabama, to a degree it never happened before.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, we're going to bring some amazing people, great thinkers, big voices in small business from around the country. I'm going to be speaking. We're going to be awakening people in every organization in Huntsville to say that entrepreneurship is the key to transforming the state of our American economy, as it always has been. Government can't do it. Only we can do it. Bureaucracy can't do it. Only entrepreneurs can do it. But we have got to bring the entrepreneur awake in every single person who even never thought that he or she had an entrepreneur inside.
Right. And you know, that's a good question, because one thing we talk about a lot is, are you cut out to be an entrepreneur? Do you think entrepreneurs are born, or are they made?
Well, I believe they're all born and they're all made. Effectively, God gave us a soul. We brought it to earth. And then we got a body.
Right.
And what we do in that body is determined by how connected we are to our soul. So our soul, that creative source within us, that juice within us, is essentially what creates great companies or bad companies if that soul doesn't learn what that soul's got to learn. Well, I'm of the sort who says you can teach that, you can learn that, you can transfer that, you can grow that. If you can do that, then in fact you can transform the state of entrepreneurship worldwide.
And I think that's one thing that's going to take to turn this country around.
You got it.
I often think that government really ignores small business or the effects of small business.
Absolutely. They
And
talk about it.
They talk about it,
Yeah.
that's it, but it's up to the entrepreneurs to really turn things around.
Absolutely. They can't do it for us. They can't make it easy for us. They can make it hard for us. But a bureaucrat never even understood what it took to create a truly extraordinary company.
Yeah. You have people writing laws and rules for business that have never been in business.
Exactly.
Right. Let's back up a little bit and go back to the E-Myth, because I remember reading the book very early on. I've been a follower of yours ever since. When that book came out, did you expect it to be the monumental success that it was?
Absolutely.
Of course. That's a very positive attitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Every single one of us did. You know.
Sure.
Of
Right.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't write that book, publish that book, and say, "Oh, the sucker's just not going to work."
Right.
You know? I mean, come on. It was the biggest book in the universe. Yeah, that's what it was to be. But it started out slow because our whole company almost took a dive.
Did it really?
Just about the time the book was published. I had to walk around with a cloak over my head for fear that somebody's going to read the book and say, "Look, stupid, look what you just did." And in fact, it's "Look, stupid, look what you just did," which is the story of entrepreneurship. I mean, if it isn't "Look, stupid, look what you just did," there ain't no business is going to be created and grown. But it took off, and it took off by word of mouth. It's strictly a word of mouth phenomenon. So when you say you read the book, I'll guarantee you said to somebody else, "You got to read this book." Yeah, and somebody else said, "You got to read this book." And right now in Huntsville, Alabama, there are a bunch of people, I understand, who have done exactly that. They're giving the book away to their customers, to their friends, to their associates, to their students, and on and on and on and on. So it's a phenomenon.
Well, we'll talk about a little bit about, since that first book came out, what have you been doing since?
Oh my goodness.
How loaded a question is that?
What have we been doing since? Well, I'll be 74 next month. And that book came out when I was, I can't even remember, but it was in my mid-40s. I was a late bloomer. I founded the Michael Thomas Corporation, my first company, in 1977. The Michael Thomas Corporation went to work to transform the state of small business worldwide by building a system through which we could actually deliver, through inexperienced coaches, a business mindset, a business model that would work in any kind of business. That was the idea. People don't have to suffer in business. People don't have to fail in business. The only reason they do is because they're not really entrepreneurs. They're technicians suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure. So anybody listening in, the other four, they got to know that most people are doing it, busy, like we are right now, working for a living. I'm saying there's another way to do that. And that's what we did. So we have worked now over these years since I started the company in 1977, since the book came out in 1985, with over 70,000 business clients in 145 countries.
So you've been a little busy.
A little busy.
Yeah. Not to mention all the books and events that you've done since then. That was the open for you to brag, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, it's 8:15 Talk Radio for Entrepreneurs. We've got Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth, and Joanne Randolph from Women's Business Center here. We'll be back with more after the break.